Hey guys, welcome back. Mike here at MH Tutorials. Well guys, today we're going to do another subscriber request, and today's request is, can you model a chandelier? Okay, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to start off in our panel view. We're going to go to our front view, click on View, Image Plane, and Import Image. And I'm just going to pick up a file that I found that we are going to loosely use as a reference. Okay, a couple of models on here, just so we've got something to look at. There we go. And I am going to go with something like this down here. Okay, so just to check out our views. Okay, we'll take this view right here, and what we're going to do is we're going to get up close, and we're actually going to, let's start somewhere around here. We're going to go up to Create, CV Curve Tool, and we're just going to start to follow this curl here. Okay, so we're just going to go up, and we're going to follow that around, and we will tweak these later, so don't worry. And it's sometimes tricky to get a nice flowing line, so that's why we're first going to just set it up. And once we have that, we will be able to tweak the vertices and clean it up somewhat. Okay. Now, obviously, when you're doing this on your own, you'll have a bit more time to do that. So take your time and get it right first time round. But like I said, I'm trying to do this maybe a little bit faster. Okay, so that's one. And while we're at it, we're going to take this guy as well. So that's right, hit Control C. I have to hit Enter first. There we go. And go back to Create CV Curve Tool. There we go. And we're going to go through this guy right here. Try to do it fairly quickly. Got quite a few vertice points here, but that will allow us to tweak it. Okay, hit Enter once again. And now we're just going to go to our perspective view. We're going to select our image, move that out of the way, and we're going to take our curves and let's have a look and see if they are any way decent. We'll have to do that from this view, so take him, move it out of the way, and let's have a look. Okay, as you can see, it's a bit bumpy, so right click, Control Vertex. We're just going to start to tweak that a little bit. And it's going to be smoothed out and so forth, so it doesn't have to be, ridiculously smooth, but at least try to make the shape look somewhat decent. Okay, well, it's not completely horrible, so that's what we'll work with. All right. So we're going to right click, we're going to go to object mode, we're going to select them both. We're going to hit Control D to duplicate, hit W and move them out just a little. And I'll actually go to modify and center pivot, which will make it a bit easier. That seems to be right. Okay. Then I'm going to select just these two. I'm going to go to surfaces, under surfaces to loft. There we go. Do the same here. Hit G. There we go. Then I'm going to select them both. Edit. Delete by type. History. And I'm going to go to Modify. Convert. NURBS to polygons. There we go. I'm going to hit W. Again, Modify Center Pivot. I'm going to move that out. Now, if I right click here, I can see that this is my polygon object. So I'm going to select these two, get rid of them. And these two right here, I'm going to go up to my polygon menu and go to Edit Mesh and under Face to Extrude. And we'll give it a little bit of thickness. That's a little bit much. Let's say 0.1 to start with. That is not too bad. And then we'll take this one, right click object mode, we'll hit W and we'll pull it up just until these two are touching. Okay, now it still looks pretty rough, but when we select these two and we hit 3 to smooth it out, it already looks a lot better. And the cool thing about the fact that it's not 100% smooth round makes it look handmade, okay, which makes it look a little bit more vintage. All right, so now that we got that, we're gonna just go back to our reference image. So take this guy, hit W and pull that back. And it's not gonna fit exactly anymore, but just so we have a ballpark, okay? Something like so. Okay, now that is copied over 4 times, and we have candle buckets here, if you will. And then we have some strands with pearls and whatnot, and our center axle, okay? So what we're going to do next is we'll actually go to our top view. Let's see, where's our object? Hang on, right there. Okay, so this is from our top view. We're going to go to Mesh and Combine. Okay, we're going to hold down D, and then, hang on, first modify center pivot. We're going to hold down D to move our pivot point. We're going to move it over to about there. And then we're going to hit Control D to duplicate. And we're going to rotate that over to -180. All right. Then we're going to select them both. Control D. And rotate that once again to -270. And that did not work out for some reason. Why is that? Let's check. That should be exactly -270. And now it does work out. That's kind of weird, but okay. Okay, so this is our initial shape that we're going to start with, right? Now, that means that our center axle, if you will be fairly large, but that's okay, because we can add some elements to kind of finesse that, if you will, all right? But first, we are going to deal with our candle holders, okay? For that, I'm going to take a polygon sphere, and I'm going to approach it from the side here. I'm going to right click on the face, drag select the top and hit delete. Then I'm going to move in, right click object, come on, object mode, there we go. F to zoom in. We're going to right click face and we're going to select every other face. Come on, one more. There we go. And we are going to go to edit mesh, extrude under face, hit R. Hang on. Just give me a sec, guys. Just checking something. Yeah. I got a face selected down here. That's not okay. Let's go down a few steps. Okay, so edit mesh, extrude. Let's, oops, that's a bit much. Let's do 0.025. Let's see how that works. Okay, that would be about right. Right click object mode, select it, edit mesh, extrude under face on the entire object. That went a bit nuts. 0.1, way too much. 0.025. Okay, and then right click object mode, select it and hit 3 to smooth that out. Okay, not bad. All right, let's get these guys scaled and in position. Before we do that, we're going to take this guy and we are going to move that up onto our grid. Bring that down here. We'll take this guy, bring it in. Have to zoom in. And we're going to need to scale it down a bit. So maybe something like this. All right. So we're going to hit Control D to duplicate. Move that over. Have to zoom in. There we go. We're going to hit Control D once again. And by now we are in the fantasy mode, if you will. So we're not following our example anymore. All right. Now from our top view, we have no idea whether these guys are in position, so we need to bring them in. And we'll just hit 4 so we can see where we're at. All right. So now that we got those, we can go to Mesh Combine, modify Center Pivot, Control D to duplicate, E to rotate, and rotate by -90. So that should be all right. Okay. So now we need to start thinking about our center axle. And for that, we will create a number of elements. First of all, we're going to create a sphere. And we are going to hit W, bring that up and over. Let's get that into the middle. I have to zoom in. Now, there's not really anything that I can snap to right now, but this looks okay. It's a little bit smaller than the exact dimension that we need. And we're going to bring it up as well. And let's see where I want this guy. We're going to do that right there. Okay. And then we're going to move in, right click face, and we're going to take, oops, we're going to take these two face rows, go to edit mesh and extrude. Let's give that a little bit of thickness, not too much. Let's see, 0.2 is too much. 0.05 is pretty close. 0.06, not quite. 0.075, that's better. Okay, right click object mode. We're going to hit W. We're going to bring it down just a little to get enough flesh on both ends, if you will. That's all right. And then we're going to hit F to zoom in, and we're going to hit 3 to smooth that out. Let's see how that looks. Okay, not bad, not too much detail going on, so we'll tweak that a little bit. So what we'll do is we'll switch to this view, right click face, and we're going to go with 1, 2, 3. We'll take 4 rows and 1, 2, 3, 4 here. Edit mesh, extrude. Let's check that. That's kind of nice. So it just brought it in like that. Okay. Let's see what else. And we need a little bit more detailing. So what we're going to do is we're going to, on that face row, so that's this face row, we're going to select every other face. Oops, not that one. And we're going to continue the process down here. So that one, that one, that one, that one, that one. Not that one. All right. Edit mesh, extrude, and we'll do minus 0.05. Let's see how that works. Okay, starting to look a little bit better. All right, a little bit more detail. Right click edge, double click on that edge, edit mesh and bevel under edge. And we're going to right click at a face, select that face row, and just hit R and scale that in and push that down to about there. Now we're going to need to tweak our dimensions a little bit, as you can see, because we lost our contact with our frame. So we're going to right click, go to edge, take this edge and hit R and scale that out a little, and take that one and scale that one out a little. So we've got 2 points of contact in all directions. All right. Now that object is not exactly symmetrical because the top and bottom are slightly different. So we're going to right click, go to object mode, Control D to duplicate, W to move down, E, and we're going to flip it over. Oops. Let's try that again. Wrong handle. Okay. Make sure we're at minus 180. There we go. Let's move that down to where we want it. And that's actually a pretty good height. And right there, if we scale this guy out, and we have to make contact with the frame, you see it's quite thick. So we can decide to scale it in and make it very thin. But actually, this doesn't even look that bad. So let's do this. We'll just leave it like that. Okay, so that's a good start. All right, what's next? We are going to add, let's see, we are going to add, I'm just trying to figure out where this detailing is added. There's no way to tell from this right here, but we'll figure something out. What we'll do is we will take a, let me think guys, we'll take a polygon cube and we're going to make that thing exactly square. So we'll do 1 by 1 by 1. All right, sorry about that, guys. Okay, so we got this thing. We're going to add some subdivision. So we'll do 2 by 2 by 2. And the idea behind this is that I can now right-click, go to vertex, take the corner vertices like so. Hit R and push that in like that. Okay, and right click object mode. We're going to scale this thing down quite a bit, and we're going to create kind of a chain idea. Okay, so Control D to duplicate, W to pull up, and we'll just take it from this view here. Hit 4 for wireframe mode so you can see it a bit better. Something like that. And we'll do Shift D, so that's 3. Shift D is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and it's about right. Okay, so we got those. Now, as you can see, they look extremely symmetrical. So we're going to take a couple of these and we're just going to rotate them. So we're going to try to give it a little different look. And maybe even, okay, no, it's okay. All right, so we're going to take that. Then we need to add one slightly longer element at the bottom. So for that, we will take another polygon cube and initially, again, make that exactly square. Oh, it's a bit big, but okay. Again, 2 subdivisions, and we will tweak this a little bit different. We're gonna go to vertex. We're gonna take that one in the middle, and we're gonna drag that out. Then we're gonna take these. Come on, these 4. Hit R, and we're gonna scale them in like that. And then we're going to take these 4, scale them in like so, and take that one and pull that out. That kind of looks cool. All right, right click object mode. We're going to hit E. We're going to rotate that until it's at 90 degrees. And let's move that thing underneath our little ornaments over there. Let's see if we can snap this thing. And we can, yeah, just hold down V and move it and snap it. We're going to need to bring it down a bit to around there and hit R and maybe scale it in just a bit. Okay. Now the thing is, where are we going to locate these? Okay. Now we're going to need to create a little torus. What just happened there? It wasn't a little torus, it was a very big torus for some reason. Okay, I have to zoom in. Let's move that towards where it needs to be. Check that from our top view. Okay, somewhere over there. And let's make that nice and small. So we're going to scale that in. Pull that up. We're going to tilt it like that to 90 degrees. There we go. And let's make sure it's centered on the top. So that's where we're at. I have to zoom in. And we're going to hold down V and we're going to, oops, hit W first to move it. Hold down V and snap that. Okay. From a height point of view, bring that up. F to zoom in. Okay, that would be about right, except it's very thick. So we're going to go to our polytorus and we're going to do a section radius of 3, maybe even less, 1.5. That's a bit better. Okay. Now, before we start to place this stuff, we're going to hit Control D on this guy, and we're going to hit E, rotate that 90 degrees, and then from this view, we're going to hit W, and we're going to bring that up just right there. Then we're going to take that whole thing, mesh, combine, and we're good. Okay. So now let's get that into position. Modify center pivot, and there we go. And let's see. Looks like I need to rotate it. I have to zoom in. Yeah, that would be the idea. Okay, now that's exactly not the angle that I'm looking for. So we'll just get this guy, get rid of that, take that and hit F to zoom in. So if that one is okay, we're going to hit Control D to duplicate. We're going to move that over right there. Looks okay. And then let's see, we're going to rotate these over as well. So we're going to go to our top view, and there's one. Where's the other one? Let's see, 1 and 2. Kind of hard to see. I'm going to go mesh combine, modify center pivot, Control D to duplicate, and E to rotate. And if we rotate at minus 90, that should be good. And it seems to be, so that's all right. Okay, now we need to duplicate these details a bit more, but the question is, where would they make sense? Okay, now what I will do is I'll take this mesh and separate, and then I'll take one of these, mesh, combine, modify center pivot. I'll move that in and I'll move that up. Hang on, it didn't copy. Control D. Let's see if that works out for us. Okay, I can actually give it some height. So that would be this, which is actually quite nice. All right. So Control D to duplicate, and we'll have another one right there, which is all right. Take these two, mesh combine, modify center pivot, top view, Control D, E to rotate to minus 90. Okay, that's not bad. Okay, now we still need to create a center column. So we'll do that next. We'll take a polygon cylinder and let's, from the top, move that. So hit W to move and V to snap it. And it's not quite there yet, but let's see. There we go. So that's good. We're going to hit R. We're going to scale that out a little bit. Pull it down. like so. And maybe hit R and scale it in just a little so it's not too thick. Okay. Now, down here, we are going to go to Edit Mesh, Insert Edge Loop Tool. Sorry, Mesh Tools, Insert Edge Loop Tool. Just check that we're at single setting, and we are. And we'll do 1 and 2. All right, and we're back. Right click, face, hit Q on your keyboard, and we're gonna select these two face rows. Go to Edit Mesh, Extrude, hit R, scale that out, and then right click Edge, take the bottom edge row and scale that back in. And let's see if we right click and go to object mode and hit 3 to smooth that out. That's nice. Okay. Hit 1 and go back. That's good. And we can add a little bit of detailing here, but not too much. Let's see. We'll do Mesh Tools, Insert Edge Loop Tool, Option Box, multiple. We'll do 6. That's a bit too much, sorry. Control Z, go back. We'll do it manually. I'll do 1 there and 1 there and 1 there. Spacing looks okay. Hit Q. And we're gonna right click face. And we're gonna select every other face and just move around like that. And looks like I am either I have a, oh, there we go. Yeah, it's good. All right, let's clean this up here. That looks all right. Edit mesh, extrude, 0.05. That's too much. 0.0125. That's a bit better. Right click object mode, hit 3 to smooth. Very nice. Very nice. Okay. Now we're going to need to do with the top here. So hit 1 to go back. We want to hold that shape. So Mesh Tools, Insert Edge Loop Tool, Option Box, Single Setting, add 1 edge right there. Okay. Now, what do we need to do next? We need to create a plate. So for that, we're going to take one of these guys, Mesh, Separate, right click Object Mode, Control D to duplicate. Looks like he didn't duplicate. Modify Center Pivot. Did he or did he not? Yes, he did. Let's move that up. From our top view, F to zoom in, hold V and snap that. There we go. We're going to pull that up and we're going to hit E and we're going to flip it over to -180. There we go. All right. We're going to hit W. We're going to bring that down just a bit to about there. And we're going to select this guy here, mesh combine, and hit 3 and smooth. That looks all right. And now we need to create another ring up here. So we're going to borrow one right there. Mesh, separate, just take the ring, Control D. Let's see if he did that or not. Modify center pivot. And he did not. So again, Control D. That's better. Pull it up, bring that in. Check it from our top. V to snap. There we go. Check our height. have to zoom in. That's about right. However, we need to scale it up quite a bit. W to move that up. And let's see what we got. Okay, a bit too high. There we go. Now let's quickly create some chain elements. For that, hit Control D on this guy. Pull it up. Right click face. Drag select half. And pull that straight up. Okay. And what we're going to do is we're going to right click, go to object mode. Let's see. Yeah, that looks a bit better. Okay. So we got that. We're going to hit E. We're going to rotate that to 90 degrees. And let's bring that down. I have to zoom in to right there. Maybe it's a bit big, so let's bring that down a bit. I have to zoom in. There we go. And then we're going to hit Control D to duplicate that guy. Pull that up. I have to zoom in. E to rotate. 180. And pull that up right there. And then I'm going to take these two. Control D. Bring that up. Just check to see where we're at. Right there. And Shift D, Shift D. Okay, that will give us our chain. All right, we're getting pretty close. Okay, one more thing. Let's quickly create some candles or something that looks like a candle, okay? For that, we will take a, let me think, polygon cylinder, pull that up like so, and we will add one cap like that, and we'll hit R and we'll scale the whole thing down to about there. And then we're going to right click, go to face. And I'm just going to select these faces right there. Go to edit mesh, extrude, hit W, pull that up. And then select these, hit G, hit W, pull them up. And then we'll right click, go to vertex, and we'll take a couple of these and bring them down. And I'll actually go to insert edge loop tool, and I'll add a few edges. Hit Q on your keyboard, right click face, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and 1. Edit mesh, extrude, just a little bit. Right click object mode and hit 3 to smooth out. Okay. Now it's quick and dirty, so don't shoot me if you hate it. Right click vertex, just going to take a couple of these. Just try to tweak it just a little, okay? So we at least have a sense that it could be a candle, all right? Okay, let's say this is our candle. Right click object mode. Let's move it towards where it needs to be. One over there. I have to zoom in. R to scale down quite a bit. I have to zoom in again. And let's snap that guy. So W to move, and there we go. Now let's see where we're at. Bring it up. It's too thick, way too thick. So bring that down and maybe stretch it out a bit. Not too much, we don't want to distort it. Okay, and looks to be in the middle. Just to create a little, I don't know what that thing's called, a wick, I think. We're going to go to Mesh Tools, Insert Edge Loop Tool, Insert Edge Loop Tool, Option Box, Multiple, and we'll do 6. Have to zoom in, and let's just right click, go to Face. Let's just tweak them just a little. All right, object mode. Let's move that in here, up there. And from our top view, that should be about right. Let's see where we're at. We're going to bring that up. Of course, it's way, way, way too big. So hit R, scale that down. Okay, we're going to select these two, mesh, combine. That's going to be our candle. We're going to hit Control D to duplicate. Move on over here. Check it from our top view. Modify center pivot. We're going to hit V to snap that. There we go. So that's 2 candles. Then we're going to take both, mesh, combine, modify center pivot, and Control D to duplicate, and E to rotate. Minus 90. There we go. So they're all set. Take one of these guys. We're going to, hang on, where'd he go? Mesh, separate. And we need to be careful that we smooth all the elements out that we need to smooth out, because Control D, because otherwise that's going to mess it up for us. Modify center pivot. There we go. Bring that out and up. Check it from our top view. V to snap. All right. We're going to pull that up. Check it from this view. Okay, it's kind of hard to see, but that looks okay. And now we can actually hit 3 to get our original size. But one little problem, I lost my wick. Let's just hit 4. Oh, there it is. Okay, so Control Z to undo that copy. Right there. Take these two, mesh, combine, modify center pivot, Control D to duplicate, move that over. There we go. We're getting there, guys. I know it's fairly quick, but otherwise we wouldn't be able to do this in a single tutorial. Okay, modify center pivot. These two should be combined now, but they're not. Mesh combine, modify center pivot, E to rotate. Check it from my top view. That should be minus 90. All right. So if we hit 5, this is pretty much our chandelier. Okay. Now, let's see, are we going to texture this? Um, what I'll do, guys, is I'm just going to quickly texture this. Okay. So first, make sure that all the elements are smooth that need to be smooth. Okay. So my candle, let's see if there's anything that shouldn't be smooth. The only thing that shouldn't be smoothed out are these elements down here. Okay, so I'm going to go up to, let's see, no, I'm just going to hit 3 to smooth it out. Hang on. Yeah, that's okay. And then we're going to take these guys and hit 1 because they need to hold that shape. Okay. It's a bit tedious to do it that way, but hit 1 and hit 1. These look okay. Looks like we still got one down here. And hit 1. There we go. Okay. Alrighty, so let's add some material. So I'm going to select the whole thing. Assign new material. We're going to go with a MIA underscore X. MIA material, presets, glass solid, and replace. Okay. I'm going to hit 5. I'm going to, come on, go to object mode. I'm going to select my candles. I'll do that in wireframe mode so we can see what's going on. All right. Assign new material. We'll do a blend and we'll make that white-ish, maybe towards yellow, but keep it more white than yellow. Okay. Then we'll go back to 5 so we can at least see what the candles are doing. We'll take the wicks. Actually, we'll leave that for now. It's going to take too much time. Just, go nuts, guys. All right. Let's see. Are there any other elements that we want to change? Yes, there are. We want these guys. So, mesh, separate. I want these rings. Assign new material. MIA underscore X. Come on, come on, come on. You're thinking about it. There you go. Helps when you click it. Okay, we're going to go to presets. We're going to go to tough choice, tough choice. Let's do copper and replace. All right. Now I'm going to hit 5. I'm going to select this guy so I can see what has been done and what has not been done. It's kind of annoying that I can't see my object, so we'll just do this. Okay, so mesh, separate, 1, 2, right click, assign existing material, and that would be that one. Yep. We'll do the same here. 1, 2, existing material. There we go. Right click, assign existing material. There we go. Existing material. There we go. So that's the top side, or the bottom. mesh separate, 1, 2, right click, existing material. There we go. Come on. Existing material. That's 2. That's 3. Hopefully. That's 4. And up here, existing material. There we go. Let's see, anything else? No, we're going to give this a try. Okay, so I'm very quickly going to select the whole thing, Control G to group, modify center pivot, edit, delete by type history, hit W, raise that up, create a ground plane, right click, assign new material, Fong E, make that black. And I'm sorry that I'm going a bit fast, guys, but otherwise it's going to take way too long. Just stretch that out. Let's do point lights, create light, point light, hit W and raise that up. 7 on our keyboard to see our light. Probably need to duplicate that, so Control D to have one copy. Let's move into our chandelier a little bit so we got kind of a sense what it's looking like. There it is. Set up our resolution gate like that. Looks okay, I think. Alrighty. Okay, render settings. Mental array, of course. We're going to go with an image size of HD 1080. Come on. HD 1080. There we go. Quality tab 1.5. Indirect lighting, global illumination, final gathering, and caustics. Let's see. And we will use image-based lighting. Okay. I'm going to see if I can find a suitable file for that. So I'm just going to check my HDRI images, and we'll take this one right here. And again, you can get a lot of these free online. Just Google free HDRI image. Okay. Going to give this a try, and I'll see you guys when the render is done. See you in a sec. Okay, guys, I built on that one really quick because I forgot something, which is really stupid. The whole frame is made of glass. Doesn't make sense, right? So we're not going to do that. I'm going to take these 4 frame elements, and we'll take the center shaft, this connecting piece, and this connecting piece, and we will, let's see what we'll do here. We will right click, assign the material. Let's do a MIA_X. We're going to go to the material tab, presets, and we are going to go with a chrome blend 25%, and we're going to bring that color way, way down. Okay. And while we're at it, let's give this a slightly different render angle. Let's do this. Maybe even, it's a bit big, so it's a bit hard to get in one go. Let's try this. Okay, let's try it again, and I'll see you guys in a sec. Well, guys, there you have it. There's our render, and depending on what kind of style you're going for, you can decide to add more of these ornaments. And the color is a big impact on the atmosphere that you create. You could even do this in wood, glass, metal, whatever you want. So hopefully the modeling part was helpful for you guys. If you got any questions about the tutorial, you know where to find me. If you want to read about upcoming tutorials and so forth, you can find me on my Facebook page, MH Tutorials. And that said, thank you guys for watching and love to see you guys again. Bye.